Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Thea George and I'm here with Chris Hamilton from BankservAfrica. We're at Sibos 2017 in Toronto and we're talking about payments. Chris, thank you for joining me.
Pleasure.
Can you tell us about the MPS and the modernisation programme in South Africa?
The national payment system in South Africa is developed economy standard. It's got all of the stuff that you'd expect to see in the US or Europe or the UK, but like many of those jurisdictions, it's in the midst of having to upgrade the architecture after a long period of successful operation. So you hear this talked about as the real-time payments revolution, and it's certainly about going faster. That's a given. But the more interesting part of it, though, is what are you going to do about enriching the data that flows around in the system? What are you going to do about making it really flexible for the new digital applications that are coming down the pike? So we've got those challenges right now in South Africa.
So tell me about some of those challenges and how the modernisation programme is going to help address them.
In South Africa, we have the same challenges that you would find in many of the other developed economies. There's a lot of new technology stuff going on, distributed ledgers and open banking and all those sorts of challenges. We've got to think about all of that as we do this generational modernisation. The nature of the beast is that you only rebuild your national payment system once every 20 or 30 years. That's got nothing to do with technology so much as everybody has to change at the same time. It's a framework, a governance problem, if you like. So we're in the midst of that now. But there's something about the South African economy which is actually really unusual in that respect. It's two economies in one. There is a developed economy with everybody having a bank account and access to financial services, and there's a cash economy of roughly equal size in terms of numbers of people who don't have a bank account, who subsist entirely on cash, but do have mobile phones. So whatever we do in meeting those same challenges of all the other developed economies, we have to think about how we can bring those two economies together. So we have to think about financial inclusion as part of our picture.
Yeah, so tell me a bit more about financial inclusion and a little bit more detail on how what you're doing is going to boost financial inclusion in South Africa.
All right, so the way I think about it is this. The payment system, the national payment system, if you like, can't by itself give you a great economy, solve all your economic problems. Conversely, however, if you don't have a very efficient, supportive payment system, you can't have a really effective economy. So it's a sort of a necessary condition, if you like. The opportunity we have as we rebuild the architecture of the payment system is to make something that's extremely flexible and also very low cost to enable that platform, which will serve the developed economy, to also contribute liquidity and connection, access if you will, to the underdeveloped economy. So if we can bring down the marginal cost of being able to do financial services on your mobile phone, that would be an enormously beneficial step forward. There are many different ways of doing that, and so one of our challenges is to work out whether we can integrate all of those or whether we have to sort of pick one of them. In Africa, in the East, for example, typically that solution is being provided by the telecommunications company, by the mobile phone companies, M-Pesa, as everyone's heard of. And that's been very successful, but the challenge is it's closed loop, which means it doesn't connect with everything else, right? In South Africa, it's a very cards-oriented economy, so you're more likely to be given a card to access an account than you are to have it directly on the mobile phone. In the western part of the country, it's different again. It's an instant EFT. So one of our big challenges is how do we get all of that happening in a way where it's convenient and they can access each other's services.
Thank you, Chris. This has been great.
Pleasure.
And thank you for watching.